so let's talk about senior high school today. Let's talk about the free senior high school and the feeding something. So before President Nana Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahama took over office in 2016, the procurement process of foodstuffs to the schools was decentralized such that head teachers, business could purchase the food products, the foodstuffs on their own. The monies were given to the head teachers and business in the schools to purchase the foodstuffs to be prepared for these students to eat. But when President Nana Akufo-Addo and then Dr. Mahama took over office in 2017 and implemented the free senior high school, they centralized the procurement process of the foodstuffs in these schools. Headmasters or business were no longer allowed to purchase the food product, the foodstuffs on their own. Monies were no longer given to head teachers or business in the schools to purchase the food products. The whole system was centralized. The foodstuffs were procured in one particular point, one government body, and then disbursed to every senior high school. The purpose of centralizing the procurement process of the food purchasing process into the schools was to avoid corruption, to minimize corruption. But we know what happened there. The corruption that went down there in the feeding of these students. So when President Mahama took over power in 2025, he and the Minister of Education agreed that, okay, let's give back the power of purchasing the foodstuffs to the headmasters and business in the senior high schools. Let's give them that power. They are those that know the kind of food that they can purchase. Let's give the money back to these head teachers, business in the schools to purchase the food products on their own. Let's give them the chance. They disburse monies to these headmasters, business in these senior high schools to be purchasing the food products. And some of these head teachers are very wicked, stomach-directed headmasters in these schools. They decided to squeeze some of the money into their pockets. They reduce the quantity of food that they are supposed to buy. They reduce the quality of food that they are supposed to prepare for the students. The quantity of food they are supposed to serve to these students to eat, they reduce it. So there was a video that was circulating on the social media and it got to the attention of the president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, where students were being fed with gari and then palm oil. So the president said, Minister of Education, have you seen this video? Have you seen the quality of the food that the head teachers are giving to the students? Then the minister was, okay. So the president asked that, okay, if that is what the head teachers in the senior high school have decided to do, take back the opportunity that is given to them to purchase the foodstuffs on their own. Take it back. Let's look for another way of purchasing the food products so that they can now disperse it to these schools. So as at now, head teachers in senior high schools will now be allowed to purchase perishable foodstuffs like maybe okra and those kind of things. They are going to take away that opportunity given to them to be buying corn, rice and those things and be embezzling, squeezing the money into their pockets. That opportunity have been taken away from them. Wicked headmasters, wicked stomach-directed headmasters in free senior high schools.
I had to, I'm not necessarily a WhatsApp person, so the president had to ask me for my WhatsApp, so I'm now on WhatsApp. So I went getting some WhatsApp to receive a poor quality gari and palm nut served by a school. That is not acceptable. And in terms of quantities, I've even asked the internal auditor of the Ministry of Education to move around the country and give me an audit report. We are engaging with CHAS so that we share it. They will do perishables, then buffer stock and commodity exchange can do the grains in the right quantities. So we are negotiating. Government is considering a reversal of the policy, but at least for perishables and others up to 40% of that provision will still be provided by the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary School, whilst we get a rule for the Ghana buffer stock and then the Ghana Commodity Exchange to deal with grains and others. But for the present, what is important is timely, quality delivery.